Montage looks at the motor industry, one of Britain's most vital and buoyant enterprises. An industry which is responsible for 1/6 of the total of British exports, and which, in the last 5 years, has increased its production 5-fold to 1.25 million vehicles a year. Paying some of the highest wages on the British industrial scene, it gives employment to over 500,000 people and has brought prosperity to the country in general and the car towns of Birmingham, Coventry, Dagenham, Luton and Oxford in particular. To what factor does it owe its success? Obviously to the manufacture of a really first-class product at a reasonable price. Let's see how it's done in one of Britain's most up-to-date factories, where the assembly of the 320 parts which form the nippy 1000cc engine are assembled and tested in 3 hours. In this particular shop, over 500 precision-built engines are produced every day. Although the modern car factory has every possible automatic device, a lot of the finer adjustments still depend on the dexterity and skill of the operators. Nothing is left to chance, and every engine is given a 10-minute run on the rotary test machine. The most fascinating part of any motor car factory is the final assembly track, where several models, each using different components, are all brought together at the right time and in the correct order. An average car contains 3,200 parts, and this calls for tremendous coordination between the car factory and the accessory manufacturers. This is where Dunlop played their part by providing the British motor industry with some 2/3 of its tyres, as well as wheels, brakes, suspension units, cushioning, adhesives, and many other rubber components. This group of factories alone produces nearly 13,000 vehicles a week, all of which are Dunlop equipped. From the first popular family car, the motor industry's outlook has been progressive. It has never failed to accept a challenge, whether it be in the field of design, in performance, or even price. We often hear the cynics say, they don't make them like they used to. Well, it only needs a cursory glance at some of the more salient features of the modern car to realize that this is not so. In acceleration, miles per gallon, braking, suspension, road holding, capacity and styling, the industry is not only keeping abreast of the change in fashion, but anticipating world demands. In fact, half the industry's output is sold abroad. In the laboratories and test tracks of the manufacturers, and on the 650-acre proving ground of the Motor Industries Research Association, known locally as MIRA, constant and exhaustive testing is going on with both home and overseas conditions in mind. How will the latest model stand up to monsoons in India? Is the bodywork suitable for the Texas Dust Bowl or the Sahara Desert? What's the stopping distance from 50 miles an hour? Will the gearbox stand up to frequent and rapid acceleration? How does it hold the road on high-speed cornering? Does it tend to break away? Does it over or understeer? Will it cruise at high speed for hours on end and still be light on the fuel? Will it climb and hold on a gradient of 1 in 3? Each year, the industry presents its achievements to the public at the world-famous motor show, where not only cars, but all the important accessory developments are on show. The exhibition draws record crowds of buyers from home and abroad. And if you can't afford a Rolls-Royce this year, there's always the future to consider. And it's more than likely that some of the features of the thoroughbred will be included in the family saloon in a few years' time. After all, it wasn't so long ago that Dunlop designed and fitted the disc brake to racing cars. Now, they're fitted as standard on many quality saloons. And who would have thought that rubber would have replaced steel in suspension systems, as seen for the first time in the popular mini car? With such rapid progress being made, it would certainly be interesting to know what Britain's most vital industry has in store for the future.